Hi, welcome to 1 + 1 is 3. I'm Kirsten and today I've got a video for the dads. In the UK it's Father's Day this weekend, so I wanted to make this video especially for all the dads to be out there. I asked some of my dad friends what they wish they'd known before they became a father, so here's some of their advice. So the first one is, get as much done beforehand as you can, particularly with the first. Your time will start to disappear quickly. I really agree with that. When you have a newborn, the days can just go by in a haze of milk and nappies. So if you've got jobs that you've been meaning to do, then get them done before baby makes an appearance, because you won't have time afterwards. The next few pieces of advice I have are about the birth itself. Us guys are pretty unnecessary in the whole process, so just try to help out. The maternity ward is very warm, so be prepared with appropriate clothing. And as a dad, you don't get fed on the ward, so take snacks and drinks. It can be terrifying, but going through several hours of labour with your partner is the most amazing experience you will ever go through as a couple. I'd really recommend to any couple who are having a baby to go to antenatal classes. In fact, they're almost more important for the dads because it gives them a sense of what to expect and what they can do to help out. Okay, the next piece of advice is always have food. In the early days, this is a really useful thing dads can do to help support their partner. Being a mum takes a lot of energy, so they really need a healthy, well-balanced diet. And if you've got the food sorted, that's one less thing that mum doesn't have to worry about. And along that theme, cook her food, learn how to operate the washing machine and the dishwasher, and most importantly, do as much of the baby duties as you can. Make this time as easy on her as possible by letting her focus on the baby while you do all the chores. And another dad said, no one tells you how hard breastfeeding is for your partner. It just doesn't automatically happen and they fear failure, so you need to support them. This is something that's actually not just a surprise to the dads. Unfortunately, not very many people talk about how difficult breastfeeding can be for some people. In the days after labour, a mother goes through some huge hormonal changes. Add to that learning a new skill which involves keeping your baby alive, and things can get really overwhelming. So doing whatever you can to help her is really important, even if that just means being calm and sitting down and listening to her. Another dad says, tell her how well she's doing. If it's your first, she will likely think she's doing everything wrong, so just encourage her. Be aware that your partner's body will take time to return to how it was before. Think about the fact that it took 9 months for her body to change, therefore it's going to take time for it to return to normal. This is really important for mums to remember as well. They usually say try and allow at least 9 months afterwards. Now the next set of advice is about visitors. Guard your household and look after your wife. And another dad says, manage your visitors carefully. Everybody will want to come and see you, which is lovely, but they can stay too long and wear you out even more. And another dad says, make sure you, your partner and baby get plenty of space for the first couple of weeks. Lots of family and friends want to come round, but it's fine to ask them for your own space as they will have plenty of time in the future to spend with the baby. Yes, as I've already said, the first few days after bringing baby home can really be quite overwhelming. So having people popping in and out all the time, whether they're invited or not, can get too much. Unless they're going to offer to do some cooking or some cleaning or hold the baby whilst you take a shower, but unfortunately not many of them do offer those things. The next topic is sleep. The sleep deprivation, at its worst, it's really like torture. And another dad says, I don't think I quite realised how much lack of sleep there would be for the first 6 to 12 months. But do you know what? It's fine, you cope and you get used to it. I think it's also important to remember that this is just a phase. One day they will sleep through and you forget about the sleep deprivation pretty quickly after that. So the next dad says, listen to other people's experiences but take it all with a pinch of salt and do what feels right with your own child. And another one says, all kids are different, don't assume that your kid will be anything like someone else's and don't try to compare them. This is a tricky one because when you're desperately trying to find a solution to whatever problem your baby is going through, it is really helpful to hear what other people did in the same situation. But it's really important to remember this advice when you inevitably come across those parents who like to boast a lot, or when you're looking through the rose-tinted screen of social media. And finally, the dads had something to say about the love. It genuinely bowls me over sometimes. I thought I'd be a rubbish dad, but I had no idea that I'd love them so much. I didn't at first though. I was surprised that it wasn't automatic, and I made a mistake by telling my wife. She thought I was going to run away. That happens to mums too, by the way. I wish I had known that I could be sucked in so easily by a look or a tone in a little boy's voice. I would have toughened myself up mentally before. You will feel a deep instinctive love for your offspring that you've never felt before. It's like you're an alpha lion with your cub. It's awesome. And finally, the most important thing is that being a dad is definitely the best thing that happens to you. And no matter how hard things get, I always come back to that. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there who support us. If you know a dad-to-be who might find this video helpful, please share it with them. And if you've got any questions about being a dad, do leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks for watching.